I'm Shae Russell from mining.com.au, and joining me today is my dear friend, but also the founder of Gold Events, and she will be hosting Gold Coast Gold very shortly, Kerry Stevenson. It is a pleasure to have you on. How are you?
How are you, Miss Energizer Bunny, Shae Russell? Love your work. Love what you're doing at mining.com.au. Great amount of information that you put out for all your wonderful audience out there. So congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. And I am thrilled that mining.com.au is a media partner for the upcoming Gold Coast Gold Conference because, Kerry, look, you've been running a version of this event in Sydney for years. This is the first time you are taking it to your hometown. Gold Coast Gold, great name. But I think the most important question people have is why gold? Why now? It's been on a hell of a run. What are the odds that there's any upside left?
Oh my goodness, I get this from a lot of people, Shae, and a lot of people say to me, "Gold's expensive," and I often say, "Against what?"
Hmm.
And they can't answer that. Now, what most people say is they say gold is expensive. And the reason I say against what is because they're looking at it in the wrong way. They've got to flip it upside down because it's not gold getting expensive. It's your Aussie dollars, your US dollars, your yuan, your renminbi, whatever is being devalued by governments that are trying to get themselves out of trouble by print. Like it'd be counterfeit if it was you and I doing it, but because governments are doing it, it's called quantitative easing. It's called money printing. It's called printing currency. And the more that you print into the economy, the less value it has. And the more real assets will go up. Property getting expensive, inflation out of control. Gold will always do what it does best, and that is it will, in my opinion, and go check out the facts for yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, not financial advice, but I believe it always outruns inflation. And right now, I think we're almost back to the 70s, but with money printing added to it. So when you ask why gold, why now? It's because gold is money, everything else is credit. And we are living in a credit bubble of insane proportions, which is going to end badly for those that do not understand that gold is money and silver. So gold is the money of kings, as Sam from Liberty Bullion says, and, and and silver is the money of the people. If you don't own either, you're beholden to a system which is not working properly. It's not working properly, and that's why they keep doing the quantitative easing, ladies and gentlemen, money printing.
Kerry, you have amassed an incredible lineup this year. Could you kindly name drop some of the big name speakers that you've got coming to Gold Coast Gold?
Well, I'm going to name drop a whole bunch of people because we've got a lot of bullion dealers coming. So we've got obviously Liberty Bullion, who are our major sponsor. That without sponsors, we cannot do this for you. These things take a lot of work, putting it all together. So my thanks to Slam and Laurie at Liberty. We've got Gold Bullion Australia. We've got ABC Bullion. There's a number of other ones that are coming as well that just not off the top of my head. We've also got a number of ASX-listed mining companies coming. Many Peaks, Medallion, Barton, Vertex, who have just started producing gold at the moment. So a lot of companies, it's all on the Gold Events website, which is goldevents.com.au. They can see the agenda for themselves there. But the main thing, Shae, I want to give to people at the moment is you need to be there. I get this question, is it for me? If you're breathing, it's for you because we're going to educate you about why precious metals is going to be your best friend in the coming years because we are headed into a bit of a crazy time. We all know that. Geopolitical tensions, we know, on the rise. Printing, on the rise. Inflation, on the rise. All that sets us up for a potential of gold being the place to be in the years to come. And it ain't expensive. Against what? It's not expensive.
Kerry, you like to arm people with knowledge at these events. So, just to bring it on home, what are one or two key questions that new investors to gold should have on hand to ask some of these incredible speakers that are going?
Oh, speaking of incredible speakers, I forgot to mention Rick Rule's going to be coming live from the US
Fantastic.
on Friday morning. So Rick's agreed. Now, I'm not going to record that, ladies and gentlemen. So Rick Rule is an investor and a speculator of great renown and his knowledge is amazing. So you want to be in the room at 8:30 on Friday morning to listen to Rick. He's going to be speaking for about 20 minutes with me. So, Shae, that's an absolute. We love Rick. You know Rick as well. And his knowledge is phenomenal. But what should people be asking? There's no dumb questions, Shae. There's no dumb questions. I mean, our panel discussion, which you're chairing at the first panel discussion after Senator Susan McDonald, she's our Shadow Minister for Resources, perhaps our Minister for Resources soon. She's kindly agreed to come down. She's an amazing human, loves the resources sector. So I've asked her to come down and just open the conference. Now, Susan has a good understanding of what we need to do with resources, but you're chairing a panel discussion. That panel discussion to open after Susan is all about the different ways you can get exposure to precious metals. And Shae, you know as well as I do, slightly more, I guess, speculation if you're going to go into the junior mining companies, or you can just buy the physical gold. But we're going to have speakers to give you the where's and wherefore. Questions, ask away. A lot of people coming have got no understanding of what gold and why and how. So there are no dumb questions.
Well, it's estimated less than 1% of the Australian population of over the age of 18 actually own gold at all. So this is a fantastic event. Absolutely thrilled to be part of it. It's my wheelhouse. But also, as you just said, there are no dumb questions. There's going to be incredible thought leaders appearing. Exclusive interview with Rick Rule, which won't be replayed anywhere else. That's pretty cool. Got juniors coming, gold producers coming. Kerry, I cannot wait to get up there next week. Thank you so much for being here today.
And to your audience out there, if you haven't registered, do it right now, goldevents.com.au. I'm sorry, Jay, I'm just passionate about making sure. We're only doing it once a year on the Gold Coast. So if you miss out on the 13th and 14th of March, we're not back for a year. We'll be down in Sydney in October, but we won't be back on the Gold Coast for a year.
And just as my conversation wraps up with Kerry, there will be a video instructing you on how you can actually buy a ticket. Kerry, thanks again for being here.
Cheers. Thanks, Shae.